The next thing to put on here is the spindle. We've got new modern grease fittings, Zerk fittings. And we're going to put a little bit of grease in here to help us before we fill it up with grease for good. And this goes right here, and that's what we're going to do. So I'll take it a step at a time, and hopefully this will turn out okay. That went on pretty easy. Here's our operating pin, brand new and in the felt. And I don't think that you're going to be able to see it, but when I push on the brake lever here, the operating pin is going down, pushing on the internal workings of the backing plate. So I know that that's all lined up in there looking good. I'm going to wait to put this pin in to hold the spindle in, or the this piece in place, the kingpin in place, after I know that I've got it all lined up and everything is working here, and then I'll put this in last. So let's get the backing plate on here, and then we'll come back and do some more. New brakes, new shoes, new parts. All of these are all brand new. This came from Randy Gross in Huntington Beach, California. And these look really nice. So we're going to put these onto the spindle and get them bolted in here just like that. First, we got to get our operating pin in with the felt that goes at the bottom here. Before I cinch everything down and put cotter pins in and what, I just wanted to, I don't know if you can see this, but the operating pin is going down inside on the backing plate here and pushing the shoes out. And then the springs are pulling them back in, and this is working as it should. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up. That's surprising there's no cotter pin on that. And put on the, tighten this all down. I'll put the pin in here, and then the drag link and tie rod that goes right here as well. I'll put that on, and then we'll move on to the other side, which I'm not going to put in the video. You've seen it once. It's the same thing on the other side. So we'll move on to something after that. Backing plates on, brake assemblies on. We're looking pretty good here, I would say. Getting those cotter pins on the nuts on this side, on the inside of this hub right here, was a pain in the ass. But I got it anyway, and it looks better. Take some touch-up paint, spray these bolts, and call it a day. So let's get the bearings on, the hub on, the nut and the cotter pin, and I think this side is done. I'm thinking, feels good. There's no friction anywhere. Feels really good. So I mentioned to you Randy Gross in Huntington Beach, rebuilding the brakes and providing me with new cast iron drums. He used existing hubs from my old car, or from my the old brakes on the steel. Got rid of steel and went to cast iron. Supposedly it's a whole lot better all the way around. I painted them with Caliper paint and put a couple of coats of paint on here, make them look really nice. So let's get the inner bearing all greased up. Randy included, I'm assuming he does this for all customers, heavy-duty brake drum grease. He put this in here with all of this stuff. So evidently this is the good stuff to use, and he wanted to make sure that everybody got it, and that's why he put it in with the package. So let's get some grease on here, and we'll lube this thing up really good. Next thing that goes on is the drum. Actually, I'm going to put a little on this side where the race is. So that goes on like that. And then we have our outer bearing to grease up. Couple things to note here. These were the bearings that came off. I don't know how old they are. Randy said they were fine. They feel fine. There's no grinding or anything. They're very smooth. So they maybe not too old. So we're going to just use these again here. As long as they'll last. And by the way, Randy's contact information, his email and phone number are down below in the description section here on this YouTube video page. If you want to get in touch with him to have him do your brakes. He also does steering boxes. He doesn't rebuild the old ones, the original ones, but he has the F100 boxes that he builds up. And so I think that's on my game plan to put one of those in this car. We'll see. Haven't made a final decision on that, but that's a possibility. Okay, here we go. And we're going to pack that in there with some more grease. Like that. Well, there's the driver's side, front end. It's all done. I got to get the drag link and the tie rod done, but I got to do the passenger side first. Went on pretty easy. Not too bad. Do a lot of reading. I've watched a few videos of other people that have done this and kind of followed their lead. So brake is working, isn't it? Yep, it sure is. And I watched a video by Paul Shin about adjusting all of the brakes and the brake rods once this is all done. And so I will follow his lead on that and make sure that this is going to be a good stopping car, because I've had Model A's in the past that didn't stop worth a darn. So we got to make sure that we're doing everything there okay. But that's it for today. We've got front end assembled, looking really good. Time for a cocktail and clean up.
Next up is rebuilding the transmission, attaching it to the engine, and trying to put the whole thing in the car. That should be a challenge that you won't want to miss. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll have more videos coming as this 1930 Ford Model A four-door town sedan is being restored. Thanks for watching.